Hi everybody, good morning. Well, I'm out here on this beautiful sunny day to talk about a practice that we use in I2A called mapping and clocking. This is really helpful when it comes to getting outside for some physical activity, which is what I'm doing today. I'm working on building a habit, and to build a habit, you have to start with some foundation. So one foundation for exercise outside or inside doesn't really matter. It also works great when it comes to doing errands and using little blocks of time for time management. So what mapping and clocking does is you look at the amount of time that you have available for a task on one hand, or you want to get a sense of how long it takes to do things that you do on a regular basis so you can be more planful. And so what I'm doing right now is I want to take a 30-minute walk 5 days a week. The American Heart Association recommends 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or 75 minutes of high intensity, but I'm starting more moderately. And so for a half-hour walk from my house, I wanted to see how long it takes to get to certain places that I often frequent, and I also want to see where 15 minutes could take me, that are some clear destinations that I can make a goal to arrive at in 15 minutes, and then I turn around. By the time I get home, I've done my 30 minutes. So right now I'm at a park near my house on a beautiful day, and so I'm walking up the hill. There's some loops around, and I've been out for about 8 minutes, and so a little bit longer on my walk. Once I hit my 15-minute mark, I note my location or destination, and I can use that as one of my walks. I don't have to think about it when I walk out the door. I can have a little list of 15-minute destinations that I have both mapped and clocked. Then when all I have to do is get out my sneakers, head there. It's almost like I touch the tree, touch base if you're playing a game, turn around and go back. So that's one strategy. Another way that you can use mapping and clocking is when you're thinking about your day and you look at the other activities that you have, and then you can look at the contiguous blocks of space where you have spaciousness for a break. You can take a look and see, here I have time for maybe a 10-minute walk or break, and you can think of it that way. I also map and clock the places where I do my shopping, so I know how long it takes me to get to the place and the average time that I spend in the store. And then I have also my transition time in between. One challenge with time management is people often forget that not only is it the amount of time to drive or walk to the space they're going to, and how long it takes for the activity, there's some transition. So when I'm going to the supermarket, I'm just not immediately sitting in my car with the ignition running. I have to get my things together, get my purse, my phone, my keys, etc. And that could take a little bit of time, but how much time? Once you do a little bit of clocking, you get a good sense of some of these everyday activities that are often completely we're not conscious about at all. Once you add that, how long does it take me to get from my car to the parking, from the parking lot to the store? Well, I may have to open the trunk and get out some shopping bags. I have to get myself a cart, all that stuff. How long does it take on the checkout? These are all little things that we don't always add to our time. So by clocking, that makes us definitely much more consciously aware and in the know, and then we can plan our day more accurately. This is not about being a robot. This is just to have the usual things that we do frequently in our mind. Once you get your data and you also have that kind of that inner sense, you want to see how close you are to that inner felt sense and reality. Some of us have a really great timer inside, and we can pretty much guess how long it takes us to do things or how much it takes the average person to do things. But some of us, that timer is just not always so, steady. We might notice that we add time. We may actually miscalculate and misjudge and calculate our time. So you'll get a sense when something is what we perceive as tedious or boring. We may magnify that and think it's going to take us much longer than it really does. When something is really pretty easy but we don't feel like doing it, it's easy, we might magnify that. Like to unload the dishwasher, people may avoid that thinking, oh, that's going to take me 20 minutes, a half hour, but they might find if they do it over time and time themselves, it really might take 5 or 6 minutes. So those are those kind of things. And then there's also the ones that we underestimate because we've done them frequently. So in our mind, we think that can't take very long. So once you do the clocking, you will get reality that you can factor into your time management. So those are just some strategies that we use at I2A, and I'm at my mark. So when I get to around this spot, I know that I can turn around and go home. And here I go, turning around, heading back to my house, and I've just have done a 30-minute walk by the time I get inside my door. So have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon.